Welcome to the Trading Focus once again. Hope everyone is doing good. So as we are heading to the market open, we have to get prepared with analysis. So we have to be with a plan so that we can make money from Monday when the market is about going to open. So let's get prepared and make analysis so that we can make profit next week. So I will talk about gold. Okay, so remember last week we struggled a little bit by expecting an uptrend continuation. So from the areas where we are expected to be buying from. So then what happened? We created some kind of a very stronger aggressive pullback from the high, so that we started breaking below the areas we're expecting to buy from. So, but also we took an opportunity to take some short-term sales from the high, so that we made like 4 trades. We entered from sell positions. So in today's video, I'm going to try explain from the areas we are expecting to take opportunities of buying. You are expecting the market to continue in the upside. So the possibilities of selling from some areas, we are going also to check about on that, where there is those possibilities. I will talk about that. But what we are focusing on now, if you can see from the higher time frame, we are still moving up. We are in the uptrend, we can see. So then it's not only gold that I'm going to be talking about. We talk about also on GBPUSD, Euro USD, and even GBPJPY, so that we can focus on those ones. So from anyone who is trading from those currency pairs, so will be your opportunity to make money in the market next week. So starting from gold, from the higher time frame, I said about that we are still in the uptrend. That is first. Secondly, we created a very stronger aggressive pullback. It's the same scenario as what happened from this area. You can see all these pullbacks happens also from those areas where we create a low, then we continue with the higher high. So I'm expecting from this one an uptrend continuation. It's a matter of where I'm going to be entering from today. So now, what I'm expecting here is that we got this structure of the market. We broke above these areas. I'm still expecting the same scenario, that we are going to move upside from this area as we continue breaking above the previous buying volume from this area. I'm still expecting an uptrend continuation. So if anything change in the market, we'll be together here live on the Trading Focus, live setups and signals, so that we can see everything that is going on in the market. Then we can change also the plan, how we can get another new plan. Then we continue with the focus on making money in the market. So we confirm that we are in the uptrend. Then we did take some sales that I need to talk about that from last week. Okay, so the market we're expecting to buy from these areas. If you are trading break and retest strategy, if you are trading support and resistance, if you are trading demand and supply, these are the areas to look at buying from. So it doesn't matter any strategy that you are using. So this is an area also. Okay, downside, we had so many areas. From this area is also there. We did some kind of pull back to the upside, but we also broke below that area. So I need to talk about from the areas we entered from 30 minutes and 15 minutes. We took a sell from this area here. So we tried to move down like so aggressive, tried to break below the previous low. So we're expecting to buy from this area. Then we created an equal low from this area, even if we rejected from the low with this week. But we're expecting also, if the market doesn't stay above this area, we wanted the market to stay above this area and then continue in the upside. So since we are breaking also below these areas, this is where we're expecting a retracement from these areas. Then we broke below those areas. So this is as a higher low. So from the higher low, we're expecting the higher high. So for more confirmation, we start to look for some areas creating lower lows and lower highs, small, from the lower time frame. That's where we get those opportunities to take a sell from. So then what happened? Okay, let's move to the 15 minutes. We started creating this is a high to the low, to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low. So from this area, that's where we entered from. You remember this position, we entered from this area. Stop loss, you remember, at the first was from above this area. Then the market started moving down, creating very small lows and high where we got so many different entries. So remember, we also entered from, okay, this is a low to the lower high entry, low to the lower high entry, low to the lower high entry, low to the lower high. We got an aggressive candlestick that broke below this area. This was so fast, maybe we missed this, to the low, to the lower high, to the lower low. I remember the target, we also entered from this area. I remember that. That's why I marked it. I was expecting the market at least to target this area as the last area so that we can get a reaction, so that and then we can move up. So didn't happen. The market moved down also from another area where we rejected from. I remember we took a scalping buy from this area, anticipating the market maybe we are going to be rejecting from this area and continue in the upside. So what happened is that the market broke above this area, waiting from this structure, low to the lower high, to the low, to the high, to the low. I was looking for the entry from this area. Okay, so or if we create equal lows from this area, you can see from this area, then we can focus on more confirmation. What do I mean by more confirmations? So if we reject from this area, I will imagine like I'm starting a new trend. I need the break of structure from the previous highs, high to the low. That's where I can start trusting this area so that we can continue in the upside. So we didn't get a confirmation from this area. The market broke below this area. Then what happened? We had to focus on the next low where we can buy from. Why did we enter from other opportunities of sell? The reason why, as long as we are in the stronger trend from the higher time frame, even from H4, you have to see where, if you are in the uptrend or the downtrend. If you are in the trend continuation, you have to trade against the trend by taking small amount out of the table, that's profit. So then you stay away and wait from those areas where you are expecting to buy or sell from. So we're expecting to buy from these areas. That's why I didn't take another trade. The market continued moving down. The market continued moving down, breaking below this area. Then what happened? We went down from another structure, which is the same as the previous one, low to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low. So that's where we rejected from. This is the same as one I was looking from this area, so we got it from here. That's where we are rejecting right now. Can this be an entry? Yes, possibly, but we have to wait for the more confirmation. This is a very deep pullback. You can see it. It's the same as what happened to these ones, so we can still expect an uptrend continuation. Okay, you see this one. So we are expecting an uptrend continuation, but from the lower time frame we need more confirmations. Remember, when I'm talking more confirmation, we need the creation of the new structure in the lower time frame. Let's say this is a downtrend. From the lower time frame, to start an uptrend, you have to make sure that you have all it takes to move to the upside. So what you need is the structure from this area. Maybe it's a chart pattern. Okay, we need a correction from this area. That correction or that consolidation will be creating the chart pattern. So from the chart pattern will be a new structure. We need a low to the high. When we start breaking those highs, that's where we are looking for buy from these entries from this area. So now from now we can say that when the market open, I will be focusing to buy from this area and see what happens. My target will be from this area. Okay, we have to be careful. The target is from this area. That's where my target is going to be. If we want to hold and stay in the market thinking that we are going to continue in the uptrend, you have to make sure that you lock some profit or break even. So do not stay in the market and leave the stop loss below this area, as long as you are approaching from the areas where you can get also another deep pullback from the supply areas. So that's what I'm looking for from gold, as I'm expecting an uptrend continuation. Everything will be changing in the market. We be together so that we can mark and be updated with the changes in the price action. So make sure that we are focusing on that, as we are expecting an uptrend continuation. Next week, we have to make sure that we make money from gold. So that's gold. If we continue move down, it's okay. I will stay away from this trade, but if we break below this area, maybe we can get another opportunity to sell by targeting this area. We see what happens. If the price changes, we are going to see it together so that we can continue focus on the new plans if something changes in the market. So now next, let's now move to GBPJPY, GJ. Okay, from January 2025, this is the year that we are in now, we have been moving up. That's where we predicted from the 2nd January. That's why we predicted this, that the market will continue moving up. We moved from this area. Let me check. This was April. Okay, so I remember from these areas, that's where we predicted the market from. Okay, 2024, 2020 January. So the market was around these areas. We had this liquidity. We swept this liquidity. We're expecting the market to continue moving up. At least we can target this area. This is an area to target from. So we moved up, as you can see. If you are familiar with GBPJPY, you can in these highs and lows so that you can enter for buy from these areas. So what we are going to do now is to make sure that we get the confirmation to continue with the other traders who entered maybe before from these areas. So we want to be in that journal so that we can get together to this target. Then that's why we are going to move to the lower time frame to see if we can get better entries so that our stop losses do not get hit in the market, then we lose the money. So this is the previous low. Let me check it from the 1 hour time frame. Okay, remember last 2 weeks, the weeks before the last one, so we entered from this area. This was a demand, so we balanced this area, we entered and expecting an uptrend continuation. So what happened? We got a consolidation. Our time frame 15 minutes. I remember we entered for buy from this area, anticipating the market to continue moving up. So then we are waiting for a pullback from this area. these lows, this one, but still rejecting from this area. Where are we coming from? Okay, so this is an area where we are rejecting from. You can see that is a supply area. Okay, so very, very stronger even from the higher time frame. That's where you can expect a downtrend or a bearish reversal. So the change of the direction to the downside, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now we did take a buy from these areas. Remember, same as from GBPUSD, targeting the areas where we are expecting to be taking a sell from. Okay, remember we are expecting a bearish reversal. This is an area, also this is a very strong area. So we reacted from this one and then we started a new trend into another trend. You can see that we are creating lows to the lower highs, lows to the lower highs, which is a sign of downtrend. You can say this is a head and shoulder. Whatever the structure you have from this area or the pattern you have from this area, this is your opportunity to go with what you see. This is the lower low to the lower high entry, lower low to the lower high entry. Okay, so lower low to the lower high entry. So that's what I'm expecting. What am I supposed to do now is to enter from this area if I get the confirmation when the market open. Okay, that confirmation will be for sell. Okay, you can, okay, it will depend on how the market is gonna open. That's why we are going to be setting a stop loss based on, maybe it's gonna be the high from this one. I don't know. What I'm expecting is to move with the market. So those updates will be live on the trading focus, so you can stay here so that you can know everything about how the price changes. So if we are changing the plan or we are continuing with the old plans. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, subscribe on the channel, like the video, leave the comment below. From live setups and signals, remember, try to share ideas with your friends in the comment. At least instead of entering in the market and enter by saying, okay, stop loss got hit, you didn't get the confirmation, just ask, try your best to ask. Our channel focus on being consistency. We are not focusing on, I'm entering this time, I'm entering this time. You end up taking so many trades a day. 1 or 2 trades, 3 trades a day, that's enough. We need to focus, or we focus on the week. We have to close our week in profit. That's our focus. That's why we can struggle in some days, but we still need to manage risk and continue with the next opportunity so that we can cover everything about the losses. And the losses have to be very, very small. So from what I was explaining from gold, if I was to enter from those areas to buy, I didn't get a confirmation. Maybe I should be entered maybe from like 2 trades, losing 2 trades, winning 4 trades. How many losses? How much am I losing? Doing good. So as we are heading to the market open, we have to get prepared with analysis. So we have to be with a plan so that we can make money from Monday when the market is about going to open. So let's get prepared and make analysis so that we can make profit next week. So I will talk about gold. Okay, so remember last week we struggled a little bit by expecting an uptrend continuation. So from the areas where we from the areas where we are expected to be buying from. So then what happened, we created some kind of a very stronger aggressive pullback from the high, so that we started breaking below the areas we're expecting to buy from. So, but also we took an opportunity to take some short-term sales from the high, so that we made like 4 trades. We entered from sell. positions. So in today's video, I'm going to try